When an introvert finally opens up, it's never random, never accidental, never casual. It's a turning point, a moment that reveals trust has been earned, walls have softened, and their guarded inner world has decided you are safe enough to see it. They don't open their heart because they felt pressured. They open it because something in your presence felt steady, honest, and real. For an introvert, vulnerability isn't a habit, it's a milestone. And when they choose to share a piece of their mind, their fears, their dreams, or their past, it means you matter more than you realize. Their openness is the result of long reflection and careful observation. Introverts watch people quietly, testing sincerity without words, studying energy, consistency, tone. They notice how you react in small moments, the way you listen, the softness or sharpness in your responses. And slowly, if they feel understood instead of judged, welcomed instead of rushed, valued instead of dismissed, something profound happens. They let you into the space they guard from almost everyone. Their vulnerability becomes a gift, a bridge, a sign that you've touched something deep inside them. When they finally speak freely, it's not because they suddenly changed, it's because they no longer feel the need to hide. Before you go, here's a question only the quiet souls will understand. Have you ever opened up to someone and felt it was the first time you were truly seen? If you watched until the end, comment, "I open with trust," so I know you're one of the rare minds who understands the meaning behind introverted vulnerability. And make sure to subscribe to Brainy Quiet Mind, where your depth is not just heard, it's cherished. Introverts open up only when they feel emotionally safe, not pressured or rushed. For an introvert, opening up is not a spontaneous act. It is a deliberate choice born from trust, comfort, and emotional safety. They don't reveal themselves because the moment demands it or because someone insists on it. They open up only when they feel a quiet, steady reassurance that their thoughts won't be dismissed, their emotions won't be judged, and their vulnerability won't be used against them. Emotional safety is the key, the foundation, the invisible permission slip that allows them to step out from behind the walls they spent years building. When they finally speak from their heart, it means they've sensed something real in you. Patience, gentleness, sincerity, qualities that make their guarded soul slowly unfold. Then inside an introvert's mind, everything is observed long before anything is shared. They study how you respond to pain, how you handle silence, how you treat your own emotions and the emotions of others. They notice whether you interrupt or listen, whether you soften or tense up when the conversation turns deeper, whether your presence feels stable or chaotic. Every interaction becomes a tiny piece of evidence guiding their decision. Is this someone who can hold my truth without breaking it? And if the answer is yes, slowly, quietly, beautifully, they begin to open. Not all at once, not dramatically, but in gentle steps that reveal the layers they keep hidden from the world. Their vulnerability becomes a rare moment of blooming, subtle but powerful. They don't test you with grand confessions, they test you with small truths first. Tiny details about what they fear, what they dream of, what they've survived. If you respond with care instead of judgment, they open a little more. If you respond with patience instead of pressure, they let you closer. And eventually, what began as a soft conversation becomes something meaningful, an introvert allowing someone into the sacred space within them. This openness is never rushed. It cannot be forced. It happens naturally, organically, when they feel protected enough to let their guard down. And once they feel emotionally safe, their entire presence changes. Their voice becomes warmer, their eyes softer, their words deeper. They begin to share the stories, thoughts, and feelings they usually keep locked tight inside themselves. Their openness is not just communication, it is connection. It is trust in its purest form. And when an introvert gives you that trust, it means something big. You've become the kind of person their soul finally feels safe with. Their vulnerability is intentional, a sign you've earned their trust, not an accident. An introvert's vulnerability never slips out carelessly. It doesn't tumble out in a rush, it doesn't spill without thought, and it certainly doesn't appear because the moment became emotional. When an introvert opens up, it is because something inside them decided you were worth the risk. Their vulnerability is a deliberate act, a conscious offering of truth that they do not give lightly. It means they have studied your presence, trusted your energy, and observed your consistency long enough to believe you will not mishandle what they share. Their openness isn't accidental, it's an emotional milestone. And when they finally reveal a part of themselves, they are telling you silently, you've earned this. Inside their quiet world, trust is built like a slow-burning flame, steady, cautious, protected. Introverts don't give trust. They let trust grow. They watch how you treat others, how you speak about your own pain, how you react to discomfort. They notice whether you show empathy when someone is struggling or whether you mask impatience with polite words. They see whether you honor boundaries or push past them. Every moment becomes a soft test, not out of suspicion, but out of necessity. Their vulnerability is precious, fragile, and deeply meaningful, and they refuse to place it in hands that won't hold it gently. So when they share something personal, it is never a slip, it is a choice, shaped by countless quiet observations. Their vulnerability is not loud. It comes in soft confessions, subtle reveals, or small stories that carry enormous emotional weight. It might begin with a detail about their past, a fear they've never said aloud, or a dream they guard privately. To the untrained ear, it might seem like normal conversation, but to an introvert, these moments are sacred. They are opening a door to their inner world, a door they keep tightly locked around most people. And the only reason it opens is because you've proven yourself steady enough, gentle enough, real enough to enter without breaking anything inside. Once this trust is established, their vulnerability becomes one of the most profound gifts they can offer. They begin sharing emotions instead of hiding them. They reveal their thoughts without fear. They allow you to see their depth instead of masking it behind calm detachment. And this is where the magic happens, where the introvert who rarely lets anyone in finally lets you in. Their vulnerability is a sign of honor, of trust, of emotional openness. It means you've become someone rare in their world, someone they believe won't turn their truth into another wound. They reveal their inner world slowly after observing your consistency and sincerity. Introverts don't hand over their inner world all at once. They reveal it like a story written in chapters, each one unlocked only when they feel your presence is steady enough to hold it. Their heart is not a space you enter quickly. It's a quiet room you're invited into only after proving you won't trample the things they keep there. To an introvert, consistency isn't just a trait, it's emotional proof. Proof that your words match your actions. Proof that your interest isn't temporary. Proof that you won't disappear the moment their honesty becomes inconvenient. And sincerity is the second gate. They read sincerity not by what you say, but by how you show up. In your patience, your listening, your gentleness. Only when both consistency and sincerity align do they begin revealing the pieces of themselves they protect from the rest of the world. This slow unfolding is intentional. Introverts observe everything long before they share anything. They watch how you respond when someone else is vulnerable. They notice whether you show empathy or judgment. They pay attention to how you behave on the days when life feels heavy. They study the way you treat silence. Do you rush to fill it or do you respect it? Every moment becomes a quiet evaluation, a filter that helps them determine whether you are someone who will honor their inner world or someone who will mishandle it. Their depth is not meant for casual listeners, and their honesty is not meant for impatient hearts. So they move slowly, not out of fear, but out of wisdom, a wisdom carved from times they opened too quickly and paid the emotional price. When they finally begin to reveal their inner world, it doesn't happen with dramatic confessions. It happens in soft, meaningful ways, a private fear they've never said aloud, a memory that shaped them, a dream they guard carefully, a piece of their emotional landscape they usually keep hidden behind calm silence. And each reveal is its own test. Will you understand this? Will you hold it gently? Will you remain the same after knowing more? If your response is steady, compassionate, unchanging, they trust a little more. If your presence feels warm rather than overwhelming, they step closer. And once an introvert feels safe, their inner world unfolds in full, rich, deep, thoughtful, beautiful. You begin to see the intensity behind their quietness, the creativity behind their stillness, the emotion behind their calm exterior. But none of it appears without the slow, careful process of watching you prove that you're someone who won't break what they reveal. For introverts, opening up is not an accident. It's the reward for consistency, sincerity, and emotional safety. When they share personal thoughts or feelings, it means you matter more than you realize. For an introvert, opening up is never casual. It is a quiet declaration of significance. They don't reveal personal truths because the moment feels emotional or because conversation drifts in that direction. They open up because you have earned a place in their internal world, a place that very few people ever reach. When an introvert begins to share their fears, their hopes, their doubts, or the stories that shaped them, they're saying something without saying it. You matter to me. I trust you. I feel safe with you. These moments are deeper than they appear. What looks like a simple confession is actually a guarded soul choosing you over silence, choosing connection over self-protection, choosing vulnerability over the comfort of staying hidden. Inside them, the decision to share something personal is wrapped in layers of reflection and emotional testing. They replay your past interactions, consider your consistency, measure the warmth in your responses. They wonder if you will understand or judge, if you will hold their words gently or twist them later. And when they finally speak, it is because you've passed every silent test they've given, tests you never knew were happening. Their openness is a reflection of how safe you feel to them. Few people ever receive this version of an introvert, and even fewer realize the magnitude of the moment. But introverts do not hand out their inner world freely. They reveal it only to those who have proven they won't break it. And when they share, pay attention. Their voice may be soft, but their truth carries weight. The things they reveal are pieces of who they are, fragile pieces, carefully chosen, gently offered. They trust you to understand the emotions that sit beneath their words, the meanings that aren't spoken explicitly, the vulnerability they wrap in subtle sentences. When an introvert shares something personal, they are not seeking attention. They are seeking connection. They are showing you the door to their heart, hoping you recognize the honor in being let inside. Their emotional honesty doesn't come with drama, it comes with depth. They aren't trying to impress you, they're trying to show you who they truly are in a way they rarely allow themselves to be seen. And once they begin sharing, once they allow you into that sacred emotional space, it means you've touched their life in a way that few people ever have. For an introvert, this openness is love in its purest form, quiet, intentional, and profoundly meaningful. Their openness is a rare gift, something they only offer when they feel deeply understood. For an introvert, opening up is not a habit. It is an honor they grant carefully, intentionally, and only to those who make their soul feel seen. Their openness is not something you can demand or rush. It blossoms only in the presence of someone who listens with empathy, speaks with sincerity, and understands without needing every detail explained. When an introvert begins to unfold, to share their thoughts, their past, their fears, or the small, delicate truths they usually guard, it's because you've reached a place in their heart that very few people ever do. Their openness is not casual conversation. It is a rare gift, a quiet revelation that says, "You understand me in a way the world never has." What many don't realize is how much emotional calculation happens beneath an introvert's calm surface. They watch how you respond to vulnerability, how you treat silence, how you behave when the spotlight shifts from you to someone else. They notice your tone, your consistency, your emotional presence. If you rush them, they close. If you judge them, they retreat. If you interrupt their truth, they lock it away again. But if you hold space for them, gently, patiently, authentically, something inside them softens. They feel seen in a way they rarely experience. And in that emotional safety, they begin opening doors they keep shut for almost everyone else. Their honesty is a mirror of how deeply you've made them feel understood. When they finally open up, pay attention to the quiet magic of the moment. Their voice might tremble softly, not from fear, but from the weight of revealing something tender. Their words may come slowly, not because they're uncertain, but because they're letting you into a part of themselves they've spent years protecting. What they share isn't random, it's meaningful. It's a glimpse into their inner world, a world rich with emotion, reflection, intuition, and depth. And introverts do not share this world with many. They offer it only when someone has shown them consistently that they won't be dismissed, misunderstood, or taken for granted. This openness is their trust made visible. It's their emotional door unlocking for you. It's the quiet confirmation that you've reached a level of closeness most people never experience with them. And once an introvert grants you this rare access, you'll discover something profound. Their quiet, steady vulnerability is one of the most beautiful forms of connection you'll ever receive, because it comes from a heart that chose you intentionally. Once they trust you, their depth, loyalty, and emotional honesty become incredibly powerful. When an introvert finally lets someone into their inner world, the relationship transforms into something rare, something most people will never experience. Their trust is not shallow or conditional. It is deep, unwavering, and beautifully sincere. Once you've earned their confidence, they love in a way that is steady, quiet, and profoundly loyal. Their depth becomes a guiding force in the relationship. They notice the things you don't say, feel the emotions you try to hide, and offer understanding long before you ask for it. Their loyalty is not loud, but it is absolute. They will stand beside you through confusion, support you through difficulty, and protect the bond with a devotion that makes you realize how special their trust truly is. And their emotional honesty becomes a gift, raw, clear, unfiltered, because they no longer fear being misunderstood by you. Inside their heart, trust unlocks a level of connection they rarely allow themselves to express. They start sharing the deeper layers of their personality, the dreams they buried, the fears they never voiced, the thoughts they've carried alone for years. They become more expressive, more affectionate, more open in ways you may never have seen from them before. Their quietness no longer hides their emotions. Instead, it amplifies the sincerity behind every word they choose to say. When they trust you, their love becomes incredibly intentional. They remember your small preferences, sense when your energy changes, and offer comfort without needing to be asked. Their intuition becomes part of the bond, guiding them toward what you need with remarkable accuracy. And the most powerful part, their loyalty is unshakable. Once an introvert commits emotionally, they don't do it halfway. They invest fully, their presence, their understanding, their patience, their heart. They will defend the relationship silently but fiercely, nurture it with consistency, and cherish it with a depth that makes you feel chosen every single day. They don't betray, they don't manipulate, they don't play emotional games. Their honesty is clear, grounded, and steady, a kind of truth that becomes an anchor in the connection. This is why when an introvert trusts you, the relationship becomes something extraordinary. Their depth enriches it, their loyalty stabilizes it, and their emotional honesty strengthens it from the inside out. You no longer stand beside someone who is guarded or withdrawn. You stand beside someone who gives you the purest version of their heart. And once you experience that level of connection, you understand something profound. An introvert's trust is not just powerful, it's transformative. When an introvert opens up, it isn't small, it isn't casual, it isn't something that happens every day. It is a quiet unveiling of a soul that spent years protecting itself from the wrong people. Their trust is rare, their openness is fragile, their honesty is pure, and when they finally let you in, it means you've touched a place in them that only a handful of people ever reach. Their vulnerability is not weakness. It's a sign of their strength, their courage, and the depth of connection they believe you're worthy of. If you ever become the person an introvert chooses to open up to, understand that you've been handed something sacred. Before you go, let me ask you, have you ever opened up to someone and felt they finally saw the real you? Not the quiet shell, but the depth beneath it. If you watched until the end, comment, "I am worth trust," so I know you're one of the quiet souls who understands this journey deeply. And don't forget to subscribe to Brainy Quiet Mind, where your voice is safe, your depth is understood, and your vulnerability is honored.